Today, we're going to Denver.
Let's go.
Since we dropped off Emily in Montrose, we have been making our way through Colorado and we are now officially Denver bound.
The last time we were in Denver in 2022, we just drove straight through it and we didn't stop to see any of what the city has to offer.
So this time around, we are definitely going to take our time and take it all in. The weather has definitely gotten a bit chillier than what we had been used to going through like Arizona, New Mexico, Utah. It actually was snowing a little bit today.
But it's nothing we can't handle.
So join us as we explore Denver in our van.
Let's hit the road.
Well, we've been driving for like about an hour and a half, and as per usual, we started our driving after the work day, so it's time for a dinner break.
Yes.
Tonight I am making a hummus pasta recipe that I found online. It's basically just making like a creamy sauce out of hummus. I've got my onions and garlic sauteing. I'm about to add some sun-dried tomatoes. The pasta is cooking and it smells amazing in here.
Oh my gosh, we have an absolute gourmet chef in the van.
Yum!
This looks so good. All right.
Time to hit the road once again.
Back on the road.
We're gonna make it to Denver. More of a wintry drive than we anticipated. Like there is definitely snow in the air. Also, the van is just like struggling.
We're on a steep climb right now.
Like I'm sure you can hear,
We're climbing.
we are at the RPM is just maxed out, and this guy is absolutely cutting us off right now.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
You gotta be careful, like it's right around freezing. In fact, the van says it's -1 Celsius. All this wet
makes me
stuff,
really nervous actually.
This wet stuff could freeze.
More following distance,
We are at 10,600 feet and we're still going up. The Eisenhower Tunnel is at 11,000 feet of elevation. So yeah, it's the climb.
By the way, you probably noticed Dan looks a little different. I realized we didn't acknowledge this. He forgot to pack the guards for his shaver on this trip, so the beard's gone.
At least now the snow has dissipated. The sun's kind of come out. The views are even prettier now. It's really a gorgeous drive. You know, when you're not scared for your life. Alright, we have arrived at our first destination and Denver is hot, so I'm gonna go change into something cooler. I think that's what Katie's doing right now.
So our first stop here in Denver is at a place called Black Box Bakery. We actually heard about this place from a YouTube video that we watched a few weeks ago where Sophia Nygaard came here to make croissants and they looked incredible and I love croissants. So we're gonna check it out.
I really hope they have stuff left because we're coming just before they close. This whole place is cute.
Yeah.
What is it?
Edgewater Public Market. What a fun bag.
That looks so good.
This is incredible.
It's crispy.
This is such a mess. I'm gonna eat all those crumbs.
This honestly tastes so good. That crazy drive through the mountains was worth it. I think that might have been the best croissant I ever had. What a great way to start our time in Denver.
That was really fun. Now I think it's time to go for a walk.
Try and walk off a few of the calories. We're trying to be healthy these days. Denver is going to challenge that.
Definitely, yeah.
It's a lovely park with a lake. How nice is this?
Comment below if you like Dan's hat.
Look, I'm trying to get a little bit of sun protection. Is it goofy?
No, it's cute.
Okay, thanks. Look, it's a little taste of Canada here in the US.
Yeah. These are our compatriots.
I actually don't associate with these guys. They're
No,
kind of mean.
they're not.
They don't represent us as a nation.
You really look like a safari explorer.
I am on safari right now. I put on my safari hat and now I'm a nature documentary creator.
You always have been.
This has actually been a longer walk than I pictured. It's been a lovely little loop though.
Yeah.
Next we are headed to get our shower. Longtime viewers know we get our showers at Planet Fitness, so let's go freshen up. Oh, hi. How was your shower?
It was fine. So while the convenient part of being in a city is very easy access to showers via Planet Fitness, the less convenient thing is that you do have to be more careful and more studied about where you park, especially overnight. Thankfully, we have iOverlander, which is our trusty go-to for finding places to park. However, especially in like a big city like Denver, we like to scope things out and just double check that the parking rules are what people on iOverlander have reported them to be, and just get a sense of the place and make sure it looks like the kind of place where we won't be bothering anybody and no one is going to come knocking and telling us we have to leave. So we're currently investigating potential parking spots for the night.
We call this stealth camping. It's like street parking for the night, but you're trying to blend in and not make any of the neighbors mad. If somebody sees you parked outside their house for a long time, they might get kind of
Annoyed.
suspicious or annoyed
Yeah.
and call bylaw anyway.
Even if you technically
Even
are
if
allowed
you're
to park
parked
there.
legally, yeah. I'll be honest, Denver is presenting a challenge. There's a lot less active pins on iOverlander.
A lot of them now say that they're closed, yeah. Okay, so this exact area I think is an example of what we were just talking about, where technically you can park on the street overnight here, but because there's literally houses on both sides of the street, I feel like it's probably not a great place to go because we're more likely to bother people here. I think you're better off finding free overnight street parking near like more industrial areas or businesses or like public parks, basically where there's not somebody that's living there and going to be looking outside their front window and wondering who's in the sketchy white van.
I drive pretty defensively here in Bandy. I try and take it easy, but I'm getting cut off. People are doing crazy things. The most aggressive drivers are in big cities.
Terrible.
Don't mess with my van.
So we've ended up circling back to our first spot that we checked, and I feel like this is ideal because we're in between a technical college on one side and a public park on the other. There's actually already another Promaster here, plus lots of available street parking. So this feels like an ideal combination.
There we go. I think that about wraps up day 0 in Denver.
Yeah, I'm excited. From what we've seen so far, I feel like there's a lot of cool stuff to explore. Now that we've settled in, we found a place to park. I think we're gonna have a good time. Well, it's a very peaceful night. No knock, and a nice quiet place to be parked for the day as well. So Dana's gonna stay and work in the van for the morning. I am headed over to a nearby coffee shop. I think it's just a few blocks away. And it is such a gorgeous morning here in Denver. Like, it just smells like spring. The sun is shining. It's like about 20 degrees, so very comfortable. As per usual, we're terrible at recording our work days, but
it's really boring. Look, I just sit back there on my computer for 8 hours. That's all that happens.
now we're released from the 9 to 5 and we're gonna go explore downtown Denver.
We love a good train station. Any thoughts on the city of Denver?
It's cool. There's lots of stuff going on around here. I mean, I feel like there is a thriving food and coffee scene. We've been looking at so many places to go and eat.
Yes.
So, yeah. Speaking of all the good food in Denver, we are now off to get some dinner.
Ooh, that's a tight squeeze getting out of here. Look, some people would be intimidated by parallel parking such a big vehicle, but not me. I got this. I'll tell you, this is a lot different than just driving around like rural New Mexico and stuff. We are headed to Denver Central Market, which I think is like a food hall. Ooh.
That was good.
I think we're getting pizza, you guys. This looks so good. This looks so good. Oh, some really good pizza.
Really tasty. Somehow we kind of got through our
It's
Denver
hot.
to-do list a little bit quicker than we thought, and it's been a warm day, so
Yeah.
I think we probably should head to Planet Fitness for another shower.
Let's do that. We are all showered up.
We're fresh and we're ready for a good night's sleep.
This is the pre-bedtime check-in. Tomorrow we will actually be leaving the city of Denver temporarily.
See you in the morning.
Bye. Okay, time for a mid-morning check-in. This morning we drove to a different part of town because Katie is getting coffee with a friend. I've just been here working / researching Rocky Mountain National Park. That's where we're gonna be headed this weekend. Oh, also uploading the vlog from last week. Katie's been with her friend for a while, so I'm starting to get hungry for lunch. And hopefully we'll do that soon.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting. I could not believe how late it was when I checked my phone.
Well, you must have had a good little coffee date then.
Yeah, it was good.
Should we get some lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
Man, time does not usually get away on me like that, but I was chatting with my friend Imi for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. At the end when we both looked at our phones, we're like, oh my god, it's so late.
Well, you must have had a really good chat then.
It was a really good chat. I always love meeting my creator friends and like getting to talk about YouTube and stuff with somebody who really gets it and is going through the same stuff. I always end up feeling like really encouraged and inspired afterwards, so yeah, but now I feel really hungry.
I'm really hungry. We're going to go to a place called Vital Root.
Let's go check it out.
It's actually a gorgeous day. I haven't been outside the van yet.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay, we've got like an hour and 20 minutes to the National Forest where we're going to park tonight.
It's time to leave the city.
It is. This has just been a gorgeous drive through Roosevelt National Forest. We've got these like steep mountain cliffs and a beautiful creek here. I'll be honest, national forests have the advantage over cities by a long shot when it comes to finding a spot for night. I really think Bureau of Land Management sites, national forest sites, that's where you want to be.
It's always hard to tell just by looking at it how level a spot is.
Yeah, none of this is that flat.
Yeah.
And look, we can just sleep on an angle. It's just, you know,
Not as comfortable.
not quite as nice. Up here, maybe it looks the flattest.
Yeah.
Okay, this is our spot for the rest of the day. I'm going to set up the Starlink and make this section of forest our home. We are parked here in the National Forest tonight. We're all set up for a cozy night. Hopefully not too cold of a night in the van.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly here.
We'll turn on our heater and we'll be in the national park tomorrow. See you then.
Good night. Good morning.
Good morning.
We have awoken here in this beautiful, peaceful forest, and now we're ready to head into Rocky Mountain National Park. Today is May 25th, and we are visiting Rocky Mountain National Park, which is going to be our second last national park that we're going to visit on this trip, and probably for quite a while. On June 1st, our annual National Parks Pass will expire, so we do plan on going to one more park, probably on May 31st. And it's kind of the end of an era in a way, because we're taking the van back home to Ontario. We don't have any plans to come back to the States for a while, but it's fitting because our wall of postcards is just about full. I actually think our last two postcards are gonna like finish it off perfectly, and I'm sure we'll be back to national parks sometime in the future, but it could be a little while.
You know, I think we've done pretty well. We've had 2 year-long national parks passes, the Interagency America the Beautiful Pass.
Yeah.
And we've seen more than 30 national parks with just those 2 year-long passes.
Yeah, we've definitely made the most of it.
I would say so.
snowing.
It's snowing. Mid-hike, the snow has started. I was wondering how there could be all this snow given that it's like warm.
I can't believe it's cold enough for us to fall snow.
We're Canadians, very familiar with winter. Those are not snowflakes, it's bits of hail.
I honestly don't know if I'm that familiar with winter anymore.
We try and avoid it.
And
We've been unsuccessful today in
Yeah.
avoiding winter.
Yeah.
Like, I expected it to be cold because I knew it's high elevation. I did not expect the kind of hiking conditions that we're seeing. Well, what did you think of the Rocky Mountains?
It's beautiful.
Yeah, we had a really good weekend here in the Rockies.
It's been nice and relaxing, but I think I'm ready to head back into Denver.
I am in need of the amenities of a city, aka a shower.
Yeah, definitely we want to head to a Planet Fitness today.
I think it would be good to get some tasty food and do a bit of a restock.
Yeah, we need to go grocery shopping as well. I, for one, am ready to be done chilling in the snow, so I think we're going to head for lower elevation now.
Let's do it. Crazy to think we started the day in the Rocky Mountains.
I know. We've certainly had a temperature increase since then.
I know it's warm here.
But it's good to be back in the city. I feel like we had a very productive time.
Other van lifers will know that there's no feeling quite like being fully restocked. We only have a few days left here in Denver, and there's more I want to see and do in the time we have left. So I'm hoping to make the most of our last few days here. Okay, we have reached the end of the workday, which means it's time to go explore more of Denver.
We're back to our original city parking spot, which has served us well. We've worked here for some of the day. We also were working from a nearby coffee shop, which was really nice because it's air conditioned and it's actually quite a hot day. But we're ready to pull out of this spot. We'll probably come back here to sleep later, but we've got some stuff we want to see. So where are we headed?
We're going on a trolley ride, and that's just our first stop of the day.
Well, welcome one and all to Denver Trolley 1977.
Obviously, things like brakes and things like that have been changed. So rest assured. 1, 2, 3. All aboard!
I love this. That was so wholesome and educational and
What a fun little
fun.
ride! Transit history and a beautiful.
You can't get any better. Should we check out this REI?
Yeah, we learned on the trolley tour that this building was the power supply building for all of Denver's trolleys back when there used to be a big network of them. And it's a really, really cool building.
It is. Soon people are going to start thinking we're sponsored by REI, but I promise you we're not.
It's just fun.
And we don't have it in Canada.
To me, it makes sense that Denver would have like a really massive REI, and actually there's a ton of different outdoorsy stores around here. We're like in the mountains, right? And I feel like a lot of people that live here are kind of outdoorsy people.
Totally. We are trying to squeeze in one more attraction, which closes at sunset, and it's the nature reserve.
Let's go check it out.
So we are just setting out on our scenic drive through the nature reserve. I actually feel like we're here at the perfect time of day because I think a lot of animals are more active right around sunset, right?
Yeah, and it'll be really pretty as well.
We've got an audio guide that's going to explain the stuff we might see as we go.
We'll see if we can spot any animals. Speaking of which, look at these.
Yeah, look at that. Are those deer?
I think those are the white-tailed deer that the guide was mentioning.
These are such cool shots. You can see the deer with the city skyline behind them.
Got the big lens on. I hope we see some bison.
I would love to see some bison. So far, only deer. That's got to be a bison right by the skyline there.
Yeah,
Yeah, get a shot of that.
that's crazy. Well, we did find a bison.
It's way in the distance.
He's really far away.
Okay, now we've come up on the whole herd. Yeah, that's definitely a herd of bison out there. Wow, with those pink clouds and stuff, and the mountains behind.
Well, the sun is setting. It's time for us to leave the wildlife refuge.
That was cool though.
I'm just satisfied that we did finally see some bison.
Eventually we found the whole herd.
We did. Now though, I think it's time for us to make our way to our parking spot for night.
Okay, we have reached the end of another workday, which means it's time for another adventure. We have come to Red Rocks Amphitheater, which is probably one of the more famous concert venues in America, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think it definitely ranks up there.
If you don't know what it is, you'll see in a moment. Now, obviously the ideal thing would have been to come here for a concert.
Which we did think about doing, but I couldn't quite convince Dan to spend $90 to see Maggie Rogers tonight.
Yeah, Emily would have been too upset to miss it. That's like her favorite artist.
Yeah, but we did want to come and see what the venue looks like. It's definitely a really unique venue. The rocks just kind of like naturally form an amphitheater shape, which is cool.
There is a visitor center here, so I think we should go check that out to learn more about the venue.
I think it's really interesting how old this venue actually is. Like, I was surprised to know that there's been people performing here since like the 1910s.
Yeah, that is crazy. Well, it was like originally just rocks in the shape of an amphitheater before it was like a professional performing venue. That was worth a stop, don't you
Yeah, that was very cool.
think? It does feel like a piece of history, like an iconic performing venue for over 100 years.
Yeah.
And our next stop is just in the same neighborhood. We are here at Dinosaur Ridge.
We love dinosaurs.
I see one already. We've got the info for the walking tour.
But we have a plan.
We have a plan.
It's quite hot out and it's quite an incline. So what we had decided was we'll just do part of the trail, you know, it's like about 5 miles. That's gonna be really long on a hot day, but Dan had a genius idea.
We're gonna get out the e-scooters.
We haven't done this in a long time.
I know.
Honestly, it's kind of a pain to dig them out
It's
of the
gonna be a
trunk.
mission and a half just to get them out.
We might get as sweaty as we would have walking 5 miles just trying to get the scooters out of the trunk, but it should be fun.
Gotta get the sunscreen on. I already have a flip-flop tan. I don't need a flip-flop sunburn. Well, we've got the scooters out and they turn on. The question is, will the battery last as we go up this pretty steep incline? I guess we'll find out. Wow, there's actually some nice views here as well.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if this is the first sight up here.
It really does look like the sand at the beach.
Well, because at one time this was the beach.
I know, which is so hard to imagine because we're so far from the coast now. Whoa, this is cool. So right here, where it kind of like bends down like that, that's the bottom of a huge dinosaur's footprint.
giant footprint.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's like a giant elephant's footprint.
Exactly. It gives you a sense of how heavy they would have been.
That's a big boy. Whoa.
That's one bone.
That's crazy. Those are the actual bones still in the rock.
Yeah.
They're actual fossils.
That's really cool. That's
This
so cool.
last stop on the trail
Actual
is
dinosaur bones.
kind of the coolest because it's actual bones.
Very cool. But I think it's time we scoot around back.
Yeah. Oof. We made it back.
Yep.
And we didn't even run out of battery.
Good morning.
Good morning. Should we go get some fresh croissants this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get up. After a week traveling around Denver, it's hard to believe it's our last day here.
Yeah.
There's so much more we could do, like, I don't know, the zoo, the Science and Nature Museum, the Art Museum. Like, there's so many more attractions we could see.
Yeah.
But our unfinished business today is a bunch of restaurants and bakeries that we want to hit up
Yeah.
before we leave town. That looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Oh, that cream is so good. We are working from a coffee shop today, because why not? I don't
You
have,
can believe it. I finally convinced Dan to come and sit in a coffee shop with
because I don't have very many meetings today.
Overall, Denver has been a really cool city to visit. I actually think there was more to do here than I originally thought.
I know, we were here for a week and still didn't do everything.
Another thing is, when we first got here, I really felt like it was gonna be rather unfriendly to van lifers. Like, we looked around on iOverlander and so many of the pins had been shut down because parking rules had changed. But if you're smart about it, if you're careful about it, you can find places that are actually quite close to downtown that have unlimited, like, no
Yeah.
parking rules. So
You
we
just
were-
have to be a little stealthy.
Yeah, and we usually are, so it worked out fine.
It's been a blast, Denver, but our adventure continues elsewhere.
This weekend, we are driving east to start to make our journey home because this season of van life is kind of coming to a close.
Follow along in our next video if you want to see what we get up to on our adventure back home.
As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.
Bye.